Hello there YouTube, today I'm going to do a deck profile for my Spellcaster Kuriboh deck. Without further ado, let's get started. For the monsters I run 20. 2-winged Kuriboh. Everybody knows what this guy does. Personal favorite of mine of all the Kuribohs. I don't care about level 10, I don't care about level 9, I don't care about Photon, Kuriboh, whatever. He's just overall preference for the deck. I don't run him because he's necessity, I run him because he's one of my favorites. 2 Kuriboh. Used to run 3, but I found that, you know, there's other things that need to be in the deck. So, he's at 2, and Kuriboh's at 2. 2 Copycat. Very, very good card. It's anti-bottomless. It, you know, copies any card that your opponent has out there that's stronger than you. You know, copy Twin Sack. It's just a very annoying card for your opponent to deal with, and they have to mirror force it. They have to do something with it, or else it's gonna wreak havoc on them. 1 Marshmallow. It's just stall power. If anything, you know, it could also end up being a sacrifice for something later. 2 Royal Magical Libraries. Considering that the deck has 2 Kuribohs and plenty of ways to search it out, and you know, the winged Kuribohs, it's really hard for me to take damage, so I take a shot at trying to get 3 spell counters to get more draw power. Spellcasters have always had the main problem with, you know, you draw into high levels and you have no way to draw into monsters you need to summon out those high levels, so this card helps out a lot. Honestly, I don't see myself running the spell bullcrap because it just doesn't work. I've seen it. It's just a very shitty archetype that they tried, and it failed so hard. 2 Defender, the Magical Knight. Mainly for my libraries and the Dark Magician and any other magician I decide to pull out there, you know. He's a very, very helpful card because he protects other spellcasters, so. Gaga Magician. He's been in the deck because I do run a certain card that goes really well with him. And if anything, you know, he can change his level, so I can, you know, if I pull out a Dark Magician, pull out a level 7, you know, if I do decide to pick up, you know, I don't know, any other Exceed that takes 2 level 7s, you know, he could pull out, or, you know, even if I, you know, since I run other spellcasters, you know, make him level 5, go into Tyrus or something. He's just all around a great spellcaster to have, considering spellcasters have a very, very wide range of levels. 1 Breaker, the Magical Warrior. Do want to run more, but I can't find room for it, so right now it's only 1, but this one is a lifesaver most of the time. Two Skilled Dark Magician. 1900 beater. Get 3 spell counters, pull out a Dark Magician. It's mainly because, you know, if I do get 3 spell counters, it searches out a Dark Magician. And then not even that, it could also do from the graveyard too, so if I do end up sending a Dark Magician to the graveyard, pulls it out, you know, it's always a +1. For the high levels, I run Dark Red Enchanter. If I get more of him, I will be running more of him because he's kind of a wind-up hunter on steroids. It's a lot easier to pull off his effect than Hunter, honestly, because Hunter you have to tribute something, you know, this one with spell counters, it actually kills itself. So it's just, in my opinion, a really good card to run, period. Magical Marionette. The main reason I run this is because not only do spell counters, you know, increases attack, but, you know, I can get rid of a lot of cards that are pesky. Like if you Monster Reborn my Marshmallow, I'm gonna be a little pissed. But I'm gonna take care of it with this guy. I can always just pop it later. So Chaos Sorcerer. You know, most people run it because, you know, spellcasters need a good power boost or something, you know, whatever, a quick spam. Honestly, I run it because of the fact that if I decide to run Solidarity, I can get rid of the Kuribohs that are in the graveyard that I got in there to summon this easier. So it opens up for Solidarity moves, and you know, I could always run different variations with it. So the strongest monster in my deck, tragically, Dark Magician. He's a 2500 beater, no effect, can be summoned by a lot of ways. He's just, you know, a good monster to pull out, considering that, you know, not many monsters run over 2500 nowadays because they're down low, so you run over a lot of things with him. Plus, he has a lot of spell cards that I can put with him too, if I wanted to. 2 MSTs. Yeah, I'm moving on the spells. I run 17. These are just the staples. Sorry, got a little sidetrack. 1 Monster Reborn. Dark Hole. And that's all the staples I run because I couldn't find room for Heavy Storm. Eventually I will try to, but right now it kind of kills the build. 3 Flute of Summoning Kuriboh. It's just a very helpful card. It helps search out Kuribohs, and it works well with other combos I do in the deck. It gives a spell counter, and you know, it's MST bait. I'll set it face down. You know, you MST it, and I'll +1 off of it because I'll just add me a Kuriboh or summon me a Kuriboh for defense. Three 1-day apiece. Most people go against this card because not only does it give your opponent draw power, but neither player can take damage. Now in this deck it's a big up because of the library. You know, the library's got 0 attack, you know, and the draw actually helps, you know, have a chance to get the 3 spell counters for it. So, you know, this puts a very heavy setup on it, you know. But I like it because, you know, I had one duel where the card saved me because he had a 5-headed dragon on field, and what was I supposed to do? I mean, 5-headed dragon isn't easy to take down, and you know, of course the fact is that it's 5,000 attack point monster. There's nothing I can do about that. You know, it does damage to me, I'm screwed. 2 hits, you're dead. So 1 day apiece, savior. Magical Dimension. I have dead drawn this thing a lot, even though it's at 2, but I still run 2, you know, in case of, you know, it gets rid of a monster that your opponent has. You know, you can summon on a higher level spellcaster. You can even summon a library off of it. I mean, not really recommended, but it's actually pretty good card to have, period, in spellcasters. You know, people say it's because it's a fast summon. No, I say it's because it pops a monster, you know. Getting rid of a 5-headed and even summon a guy like a magician is just amazing. 2 bound wands. This card is an amazing card with a lot of spellcasters in his deck. Because guy like a magician, he can raise his level until the end of the turn. He'll become 2300 or 2400, I forget which. But you know, it's only till the end of the turn, but it's a pretty fearsome card. And on top of that, you know, you can equip it to Chaos Sorcerer or Magical Marionette, give it a spell counter, and then an attack boost on top of that. So, you know, with each spell counter it gains 200, and then of course it's level 5, so it gains 500. So it becomes a 2700 point monster for very little. And it's easy to summon out, and then, you know, you can make a you can end up making a Dark Magician stronger than a Blue Eyes, so that's always helpful. Want to lower darkness? It's extra draw power. I can get rid of a Kuriboh that I don't need. I draw that Kuriboh and it's just like, I don't need the Kuriboh. Okay, so lower darkness. Now go ahead and draw my 2, banish that Kuriboh. Because, you know, it's just taking up space in my hand anyway. So, that's spell counter. Just a free spell counter. And draw. Feature swap. Amazingly devastating card in this deck. If I really would run more than one, but I need more than one to run. Because, you know, I'll give you a Kuriboh and I'll take your Leviathan Dragon. It don't matter. The Leviathan Dragon is a lot better than Kuriboh anyway. I'll flute that Kuriboh and you can have the Kuriboh. I'll take your monster. Because it matters not to me. Just all around great. Spell counter, get rid of useless Kuribohs, get a better monster. Magical Citadel of Endemonian. Great way to balance spell counters. Only run one because I only have one. If I can get more, then that's fine. But I don't really see myself running more because I'd rather run the Secret Village of Spellcasters. But it's a $15 card, even though it's not worth $15 because honestly, it's only for spellcasters, and spellcasters aren't that great. Even with the spellbook bullcrap that they came out with, that was just horrible all around. Honestly, it's fast, yes, I'll give you the fast, but it has no power whatsoever. You have nothing. Your monsters consist of very weak. You know, you can give them attack points, but you honestly don't do much. You know, you'll run straight into a Mirror Force with that deck a lot. And even so, their monsters aren't very fearsome. Dark Magic Curtain. It's a very, very helpful card. Late game, early game, whatever. You know, Dark Magician is Dark Magician. Comes out and just wrecks. Very, 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 very helpful card in the deck. As for traps, I only run 3. And it's very, very sad lineup of traps here. 2 Dark Bride. Any more is overkill. I have a shit ton of draw power, I have a shit ton of search power. You know, it's just overkill to run more, and I run it because I have to protect my Endemonian, even though it really doesn't help most of the time. And Magic Cylinder. Hope you enjoyed this deck profile. I have no extra deck. I have a side deck to it, but I really don't feel like going through it right now. I'll post the updates later. So like, comment, rate, subscribe, whatever you feel. Have any suggestions or comments or concern, please post it below. And remember, I will try my best to get back to my normal for 3 videos. I'll try my best to get back to you with whatever comments or concerns you may have. So, and I hope you enjoyed this little deck profile. Peace.